What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Reacting to episode 23 of Mushoku Tensei, a Jobless Reincarnation. So, oh my goodness. I watched 22 and 21 last night, and it was a lot, okay? It was a lot to take in. I got 22 up, boom. Pretty much, I mean, it was, like... Rip Paul the Goat. I mean, that's all you gotta say, right? I mean, there's three things that happened. Rudy lost his hand because he shoved it into a Hydra's eyeball when he conjured stone cannon pillars inside of it. Okay? Paul died. He got cut in half. But he also died smiling because they won, and that's a big win for the chat, right? So, let's go Paul. I mean, it's terribly sad because he's pretty much... I think he was my favorite character. I'm gonna be honest. I think Paul was my favorite character. So this is just horribly sad. And now, like, dude, we're gonna have to tell Norn. Are you joking, man? You're telling me we're gonna gotta tell Norn? They were so tight, bro. And Norn wanted to help so bad, and Norn's too weak to do anything, but she just wanted to, man. So yeah, that's just really sad. So that's the second thing that happened. And then the third thing that happened, we got Zenith back, but she's like feeble-minded, intelligence score dropped to 1. I don't know exactly. I don't know if she just needs to play catch-up. I don't know if this is something that can be fixed magically. I assume that she just was basically like freaking put into a cryogenic state in those crystals for so long, or like, you know, something similar, that she just got gooped. You know what I mean? Or like, did she factory reset, you know? Can we get the data back? Can we like pry open her hard drive and like, you know, restore? It doesn't seem great. It really seems poor. So yeah, Zenith's brain is freaking fried. Rudy lost a hand. Paul is dead. Wow, yeah, it sounds really bad when you just put them next to each other, huh? What I'm looking forward to this episode is, I don't know if we're gonna make it back home or not. I don't know how much we're gonna skip over the travel, because I think there could be a lot of emphasis, and there probably will be, on how Rudy's taking this all. And Roxy's probably gonna be a big emotional support for Rudy here, which then could, like, spiral into something, like, more deeper, emotional, intimate, etc. It's kind of a funny repeat of Season 1, where really traumatic event happens. Rudy is with one of the girls being one of the main 3 girls. Rudy's one of the main 3. Roxy, Eris, Sylphie, right? Red, blue, green. Though I realized last night while I was going to bed that Sylphie's hair is now white, so it's red Eris, white Sylphietti, and blue Roxy. Isn't that literally America? Red, white, and blue? Rudy is America now. He's gonna bang everyone in America. That's crazy. But yeah, so I'm assuming now that there's gonna be some emotional connection there that could spiral into something deeper, which then would make, you know, Rudy come back to Sylphie and be like, hey, look who I brought, and that'll be really interesting. And then also, I don't know if we're gonna make it, but the Norn stuff's gonna be interesting. Of course, the rest of the party, they pretty much were all doing this for Paul. I mean, Elena, Lise, Geese, Tallhand, right? They were all here for Paul. So and even the rest of them that were still at the inn, right? The 2 girls, and I mean, Lilia is obvious too. So each of them are gonna have to struggle with it in their own way, because they all like really cared about Paul. Yeah, that makes like 8 of us, right? So yeah. Basically, this shit is not lit. Let's jump into episode 23. Well, I mean, the show's good. I mean, it's really good right now. Oh no, bro. Is that a clock? Oh, dude, no. Don't flashback me. I can't take a flashback. They're doing it again, bro. Not the flashback. Because clocks, dude, this means real world, right? This is a real world flashback for Rudy. This is an Earthiest flashback. Is that what you're telling me right now? Because those usually schmack really good. Those are usually, like, really good content. Oh, no, bro. Oh, cause his, he didn't go to the funeral way back, remember? That could be a parallel. Ooh, that could be a parallel. That's actually interesting. Okay, what are they gonna do here? Let me check and make sure my stuff's on, subtitles are on, everything should be good, recording is on. Yeah, let's just go ahead without further ado and get this going in a 3, a 2, a 1. Bang! No OP probably, too. He's thinking about his Earth parents. Exactly, bro. That's yeah. But you did it with Paul. Facts. Well said. Well said, Rudy. There's his hand. I wanted to see it. We hadn't gone to see it until now. Always had like a cloth over it. No, you're just as worthy as being shielded, Rudy. Come on. Boom. Boom. Oh, he has the sword. Last line before going in. Damn right. Whose feet are those? God damn it, it's literally like... I'm actually flashbacking to fucking episodes. Calm down, calm down. Okay. Oh, my monitor. Please don't freak out. There we go. Oh, my monitor's freaking out. Don't worry, I have my other monitor. There we go. Okay, she gives him space. Or did she come in? Wait. No, she came in. That's sweet. This is crazy. I don't even have anything, dude. Undersized is... I think she actually has. If you factor in his Earth years. I actually don't know that for sure. I forget her exact age. Okay. What is going on, Roxy? Like... We're just repeating the end of season 1 again. You know what I mean? Dang, I didn't realize it. This really is just, like, what everybody's, like, responses. They're always like, let me just start, like, making moves with him. I mean, as kind of, or I guess it was, yeah, it was kind of a Eris move, and now it's kind of happening again with Roxy, bro. Because, dude, she came in wearing the same outfit that Eris did. That's what I was talking about before I cut myself off. It's the same, like, white kind of gown type thing. That's, like, trauma event, one of the main three show up. This time, though, it was, like, a Sylphie, you know, now, like, how are we gonna deal with Sylphie type shit with that? But I didn't realize the, like, trauma to sex response was so, you know, common. Apparently. That's crazy, dude. He actually, now he's Eris. Go. Dude, he's Eris. His parents just died. And then Roxy came on to him. I mean, it was a little different because Eris had come on to Rudy, right? So it was a little bit of a flip there, but it was like the same kind of situation. The context was very similar. Oh, that's so strange. I mean, good verbal advice, yeah. And it's like... See, and it's another situation where if they haven't communicated enough, so now there's another issue overhanging, where with, like, Eris and Rudy, it, like, obviously went so wrong, because they had different ideas of what was going on. But so Roxy doesn't know about Rudy's, Sylphie. Wife! And Elena Lise knows, so she was like, bruh. So it's like a kind of same thing, where a trauma response leads to sex that is gonna cause more drama. But I don't know how bad this one is gonna be, because I don't really know exactly. Like you gotta, you know what I mean? Whatever. Zenith, what's up? Yeah, let's just go talk to Zenith. Have some porridge. Okay. Wow, this is so sad. This is horrible. Dude, Paul, I just called Rudy Paul. Never mind. Just let me shut up. Not after that. No, you're fine, bro. Doesn't seem to remember anything. It's not like she mentally died. Okay, so not feeble-minded. But yeah. Amnesia type beat. Wow. You got a family. You got Sophie back home. Dude, this is a crazy parallel to the end of season 1. That's all I'm thinking about. Such a crazy parallel. Even, like, the back home thing is, like, very much was a season 1 thing over and over. Dude, we look so depressed, y'all. What is that armadillo? Let Rudy sit in the armadillo, bro. His dad died. Come on, man. Oh my goodness, yeah, like, get Rudy on the armadillo. He's literally wounded, bro. The sisters don't need it. They literally weren't in the dungeon. Sorry, I'll let it slide. Aw, defensive bubble. That shit is so OP. See how Roxy's on his side? Okay, dude, there's no... You gotta... I mean, what do you... Dude, I don't know. How much have they communicated? I just actually don't know. I don't think that much at all. Oh, okay. Now might be the time. Yeah, she's so in love. The two swords analogy. Alright. Yeah, he does. Okay, so they confirmed no communication. She has no idea, right? Yeah. There we go. Thank you, thank you. I can't really blame him too much for the first time, because Roxy came on to him and his dad just died, and mom, obviously. Kinda. Did you already know? God damn it. Did Elena Lee's tell you? Ah, oh, you stupid. Told me after Paul died. But, okay. Before or after? It's true? Alright. Your left hand? Left hand? Is that what you call it? Roxy, you're weird for that. Like, now Roxy, dude, what is going on? Sure, yeah. Speak your shit. You, when you saved me, and you were all grown up. But you didn't realize it was him right away, you know? Yeah, I'm well aware, Roxy. You are not very, like, subtle. Stupid. Ugh. Okay, so window. But like you could, can you have had this conversation like before? You know what I mean? Like Roxy, like, because I feel like how much is she doing it for herself? Because she loves him. Okay, well at least she's saying that. Yeah, true. Beyond the pale. I don't know. I haven't heard that before. Did we just teleport? Okay, how close are we now? Roxy, you little Roxy, you. Oh. Like that's just such. I think that's also a bad move again. I cannot be on support of that Roxy move, bro. But I don't. Did she know? I think she knew before, and then she decided to bang Rudy. Right? because of her feelings for him, plus she wanted to like be there for him. But if you know that he's in a relationship, then you like, because he said I wanted to stay faithful, so she kind of took advantage of him so that he couldn't stay faithful. And I'm not going to even blame Rudy for that at all. Now she's going to bring up polygamy. Yeah! My goodness. Okay. Louise, get in there. Polygamy. Or don't get in there, not like that, but like, she's going to bring up the concept. Say, oh, both are fine. Yeah. They're not meant to love her all their lives? Yeah, I mean, sure. If it's clearly communicated to the parties involved, agreed. But, like, he wanted to stay faithful, bro. But, like, he wanted to stay faithful, and she didn't let him. And she took advantage of him. So that's an L Roxy move. If it was communicated with Sophie and Roxy and Rudy, it would be fine. Don't do it for Roxy, bro. No, don't do it for Roxy. Elena Elise, I don't want to hear this right now, bro. You gotta do it for you, Rudy. Don't love someone for, like... Love them because you love them, not because they need to be loved. You know what I mean? Be genuine. And Rudy of course loves them both, right? I'm not saying he doesn't. For being a womanizer. Dude, this show's going crazy places. This is crazy right now. They're like, let's discuss polygamy. Chat, let's discuss polygamy. Oh, Paul, my goat. Norn, can we just make it Norn Mushoku Tensei? I want to go talk to Norn. I love Norn. Oh, left hand because his left hand's gone. That's what Roxy meant earlier by left hand. I thought it was a metaphor. Funny line. I'm laughing. Shut up. I laugh at me. Okay. I know you do, Rudy. Yeah, I mean, like, that's my thing with polygamy. I just feel like it'd be so hard to do. Or, like, any sort of, like, multiple people relationship. It'd just be tough because there's, like, it gets so complicated, I feel like. It'd be really hard. In that case, I'll ask Roxy now. Elena Lise, you're literally Sophie's grandma. Like, can we, like, step back? Like, chill out. You're stop playing matchmaker. Okay. I'll calm down. Taking a breath. Your panties are in a shrine in my room. Sorry? I'm not gonna take a sip. How much did Roxy know Sophie? I don't know if they really interacted. I don't remember from season 1. comes back with another wife. Aisha and Norn are gonna think that's crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, agreed. And I think it's kind of super risky to say this now. Yeah, thank you. Literally that. Like, you can't, like, these emotions, like, you gotta talk to your wife, I think, before, so you could get the clear before you, you know what I mean? So, thank you, Roxy, for a good move there. That was a good Roxy move. I mean, Eris already got the last name Grey Rat, you know what I mean? Like, am I wrong? Like, am I wrong? Okay. Wow, crazy. Yeah, that's kind of what I, man, expected. But, like, I did not, well, you know what I didn't expect? I didn't expect Roxy to immediately make a move on him like that. Like, it's the same, it's like, it's crazy. It's such an inversion of the end of season 1. It's funny, because in both times, Rudy is being pushed upon, right? First, it was Eris to Rudy, and Eris had lost her parents, and now it's Roxy to Rudy, and Rudy lost his parents. So, I think in both cases, it's a don't engage. Because it, you know what I mean? And especially because in the first one, Eris, underage. In the second one, Rudy, married. So it's not even just the parents and trauma. There's another element that throws it out of whack again, right? And so there's, like, two reasons in both that I would be like, let's maybe chill a little bit and, like, communicate and such first. Like, we got other work to do, Mewstreak, before we can really engage with this, is what I would say. Right? And so, yeah. Because it sucks for Rudy. I mean, this one, I'm obviously way... Succession. This time, I'm way, like, on... compared to the first one, I'm way more on Rudy's side. Like, I don't really... Did Rudy do anything wrong here? I would say not really. I would say... I would probably... I think it was a bit of a misplay to engage with Roxy as much as he did, but I wouldn't say that for the beginning, I would say that for the end. Reason being, in the beginning, he is literally mourning his parents' death. He is in an incredible suffering period, and he is engaged upon by Roxy. I wouldn't consider him to, like, have really consented to that, right? Like, I would say that he was too messed up to really engage, like, in a way that I could blame him, right? When somebody's in, like, an incredible traumatic moment, I'm not gonna, like, hold their actions to, like, I'm not gonna freaking scrutinize them, right? So I think he was fine in this situation. I would pretty much put it all under Roxy there. And this second half, though, where they had been traveling for, I think, probably a few weeks at least, if not a few months. I don't remember exactly how the dates work, because I remember it's like, I don't remember when the teleport was in the journey, but, it'd been a while, right? He looks less sunken, and he's been a bit emotionally able to process, right? So now it's like, okay, he's back in Rudy action. I think you gotta wait to talk to Sophie before you throw out a marriage proposal like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, normally, I would say, like in my own brain, I would never marry someone that I haven't known for that long. And it's like, okay, I know you knew Roxy's a kid, but, like, you know what I mean? It's like, you gotta, like, you know, figure people out a bit before you start doing crazy things. I don't really know how marriage works in this world, though, so I won't apply my, you know, the same things. Does he lose his money if he gets divorced? I don't freaking know. Can women even divorce the men? I mean, probably, but I don't know, right? So I'm not gonna, let's not throw that into the cage match. But same thing, like, emotionally, I you know, I don't think it's a good idea to extend that to Roxy, because it's doing exactly what, like, dude, there's two types of cheating, right? There's physical cheating, and then there's emotional cheating. You know what I mean? And, well, and cheating, of course, I only consider to be cheating in the bounds of the relationship. So, like, one relationship, you might be able to, you know, if it's pretty open, you can have sex with whoever you want. It's not cheating. But if you, like, emotionally fall for somebody, then that would be cheating, right? You know, it's just something. Cheating is defined by the constraints of the relationship that you and your partner establish, or partners plural. You know what I mean? I don't mind big old relationships like that. I think that's totally fine. Do your thing, right? But the very important component is communication and the setting of boundaries and such. And so what the problem is Rudy had set with, like, I don't remember how much he said exactly with Sophie, because Sophie did throw out the concubine line. Though, remember, the concubine line was specifically to have a kid, right? So that would be a very clear, you can have a woman for this purpose thing. But overall, Rudy left thinking, I'm not going to cheat on her. I'm going to stay faithful to my girl Sophie. And then in a moment where he was in incredible peril, he was kind of forced upon, by Roxy, right? And now he, you know, how much does he feel like he's been faithful to Sophie here? I mean, let me throw out the word faithful in there. But I promised Sophie I'd stay faithful. I mean, this came in a bit later. So, like, now he's confused. He's like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to stay faithful to my girl, but, like, I got Roxy on me, and I do love Roxy, and now I'm confused. I can't betray that. And I'm glad he's saying I can't betray that. It's one of those things where it's like, I think, I'm not going to say that you betrayed that already, but there was an action that was a bit of an issue that happened. You know what I mean? Because they banged. They had sex, right? I would say that is probably well outside the bounds of being faithful in the relationship that Rudy and Sophie have. However, I wouldn't really put that on Rudy because Rudy's parents just died, and I'm not gonna. Zenith's like somewhat alive, but it's weird, right? Paul's dead, so I'm not gonna say that he betrayed Sophie. I mean, he kind of did, but it's like I'm not gonna really hold him. I'm not gonna hold that against him, right, at all because of context, right? But it's like there was a thing there that happened that was problematic to the relationship you've established. I think we can agree there. I think that's a pretty simple thing to throw out. And he like now brings it up. It's crazy. Like this is the craziest thing to me. They've been traveling for a little bit. Rudy brings it up to Roxy. Roxy says, "I know." Like, Roxy, what are you doing, girl? I don't get you. Like. He's like, cause like this is great. This is crazy, dude. God damn it, Roxy. Like, you're the worst of the three. I thought Sophie, Roxy's stocks are gone. Frick you, Roxy, I don't care anymore. You're the worst. You're gone. You're at the bottom of the three girls, okay? Red, white, then blue. Actually true. Red, white, and blue like America. Oh my goodness. It's actually true. Blue at the bottom, red at the top. Shout out. Eris still beats Sophie, by the way. I can make that clear. Yeah, it's like, so what I don't like about this is that Rudy's not comfortable with romance with Roxy because of Sophie. He says that pretty clearly here, right? He doesn't want to betray Sophie. And he verbalizes this, you know, he's a little bit anxious, you know, he doesn't feel great about it. So he verbalizes like, I don't think I can really do this. And Roxy says, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know that you're uncomfortable with this, but I'm still doing it. Without having made it clear as to my reasons why, until now. Well after we've been doing this for a little while. We've been traveling and we already banged. You know what I mean? Roxy, that's such a bad move. If you want to be there for Rudy, you can't be there to satisfy your own love for Rudy. You have to be there for Rudy. You're like, you know what I mean? That is such a... Roxy, like, you are... It's the same thing. It's like the same thing I criticized Rudy for at the end of season 1. Now I have to leverage against Roxy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be consistent, if nothing else. This is L Roxy moves. This is L Roxy moves. In the same way it was L Rudy moves in season 1. The onus being from Eris to Rudy and Roxy to Rudy isn't even like that. Like, it's important part of the context, but that's not a deal breaker. That's not like... You know what I mean? That's important to remember, but that doesn't like fundamentally change everything to me, because Eris I couldn't really properly engage because of her parents and Grandpa Soros. I know everybody always says, "Oh, Grandpa, she didn't care about her parents that much." Yeah, her grandpa died. Okay, it still counts. All right, because she cared about her grandpa. That's clear. it's like that same thing where she couldn't properly engage, so it doesn't really matter what side of the fence she's on that much. I mean, it does matter, but it's not like a deal breaker, deal maker. Same thing with Rudy. He couldn't engage with this. He wasn't in the clear headspace. And it's a good thing that he loves Roxy up to the point that he would be willing to marry her, right? But if he didn't, then what happened here? Like if he did, like, think about it this way. Let's say his brain he's so in a bunch of trauma, and sexy sex time sounds really good right now because good distraction or whatever, right? But let's say he doesn't love Roxy, because we know he loves Roxy, but Roxy doesn't know that he loves Roxy, right? Because she's only talked to Elena Elise, and Elena Elise has literally told her he has a kid back home. So she even has reason to think that maybe he's a little preoccupied romantically. But instead of communicating any of that, she bangs him, right? Let's say he doesn't love Roxy, and then he now tells her, like, I'm in a relationship, I feel like I just cheated on my wife with you. Like, let's say Rudy feels that way. Because it doesn't matter what Rudy actually feels, because Roxy doesn't know that from her perspective. So it matters for Rudy, of course, but, like, when it comes to Roxy's actions, Roxy doesn't know how Rudy feels. So for her to be taking these guesstimates and doing it for her own love, and it's just like, yeah, I'll be here for you for a little bit because I love you. It's like, bro, you don't know if he feels that way back, and he's not and him laying down when he's told to, while you, like, ride him, is not a clear indicator that he feels that way. Y'all haven't done anything to indicate that y'all feel that way that he feels that way towards you. Right? I mean, even that would be the case. That Roxy has no reason to think that Rudy even feels anything towards her, right? For Roxy, it's completely one-sided. As far as she knows. Am I wrong? I mean, they engaged a little bit chill, right? They got drinks together, but I don't think there was, maybe like a little bit of light flirting, but like, I think Rudy was not even trying to flirt. I think he was still being fully like he wasn't trying to do anything with Roxy here because he was still trying to stay faithful to Sophie. So the only engagement Roxy has had with Rudy up to this point. Man, Roxy, why are you like this? Oh, I'm mature for I've lived so long, I'm so mature. Like, Roxy, lock it in, dude. I don't know. You have no reason to think that Rudy actually wants this. And I think you're, like, you know what I mean? Because, yeah, if he might want sex. But that just because his base instincts say sex doesn't mean that he actually desires to do that, right? He's in a compromised state where, like, you know what I mean? It's like asking a starving man that's starved. I'm starving. I need food, bro. I'm dying. Do you want a McChicken or your family's lives? If you're starving enough, you might take the McChicken, but that doesn't mean you value McChickens more than your family type shit, right? You're in a compromised state of mind. So you gotta judge them way differently for that. It's the same thing, I would say, where, like, I'm using it as an analogy. It's obviously not one-to-one, but, like, it's the same thing where, like, emotionally he's a wreck right now. So when it comes to, like, I'm going to, like, here's a way to take your mind off of it with fun, sexy sex time, plus, like, there's a level of, like, emotional intimacy that is, like, kind of implied in sex, yeah, he's kind of going to be predisposed to accept that. Did he even verbalize acceptance, or did he really just, like, let that happen? Let's see what the words say here. I know it hurts, but it will hurt less if we share the burden. Like, dude, it's just a repeat of season 1. And I knew it, too. She walks in this stupid outfit, and I know they're gonna have sex. That's literally what I was saying. I was saying it's a repeat of freaking Eris. Dude, it's not rent-free in my head, chat. I don't have season 1 installed. I'm looking right now to see if I have season 1. I don't think I have season 1. Damn. Yeah, I don't. But it's literally the same thing, bro. I don't remember the color of, because she was wearing white, because I'm thinking, because it's a parallel. This is like cinematography, right? Or like whatever. It's a visual parallel where, like, this is, I think, a very close resembling shot to season 1, like episode 9 or 10 or whatever, when Eris was sent in by her dad to go bang Rudy, right? And she came in and was trying, and was like a little dolled up. It's very similar to that, and it's also very similar to her walking in in the tent, right? It's very similar to that. Where, bro, and with Eris walking into the tent, because she was so because of all the emotional stuff going on, it was like, I'm not, this is a very specific situation, but now it's roles reversed, and it's like, that makes Roxy into such a problem. Oh my goodness. At least Rudy's not underage. You know what I mean? And you might, how old is he physically right now? 15 or 16 or whatever? His brain's a million years old. I feel that 1,000,000%. You will never convince me otherwise. I'm tripled down on that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And, yeah, that's basically where I'm at there, if anyone was trying to throw that out there. I've made that clear many times before, though. So, yeah, Roxy, huge L. Massive L. You're kind of cringe. You're kind of cringe, Roxy. I think you were doing this for yourself. Just because you care for Rudy doesn't mean Rudy wants your care. Boom. Shrimple as, right? Road to Hell is paved with good intentions type shit. Because it's really as simple as, if Rudy didn't feel this way towards Roxy back, this could have been very bad. This could have been very damaging, I would say, right? He could have felt like he cheated on Sylphie, felt really bad about that. Let's say she doesn't really, I don't know what she, like, Elena Lise, I don't think, how much does she know about Sylphie and Rudy's relationship? She knows it's there. I don't know how much Elena Lise has said. I don't know how much Sylphie has said to Elena Lise, right? So she doesn't know. Maybe they wanted to keep it completely one-to-one. Maybe they were trying to be completely monogamous, no cheating at all, in which case she's like really just hoed that, right? And she's not like she doesn't know the boundaries they've established, and so and the boundaries they've established, he wanted to stay faithful, and she just rammed through that and disregarded that because she wanted to be there for him. But it's like, I think that was selfish of her, bro. I think that was selfish of her. Rudy's like, I don't want to be selfish. Yeah, you're not being selfish, I don't think. I mean, I can understand what you mean by the polygamy stuff, but or like the yeah, like polygamy stuff. And then every single member of the cast is like, Rudy, it's fine. Rudy, it's fine. Rudy, it's fine. That's kind of crazy, actually. Doesn't Lydia literally? What did Lydia say? I mean, Elena Lise said that. She made it very clear. Go marry Roxy. Rudy's told what to do by so many people. Man God, most specifically. But even here, he's told what to do. Kind of crazy. Didn't Lydia say something, or am I literally making this up? God damn, like, Roxy, what is wrong with you, bro? Yeah, and it's like, it's a little bit of an all well that ends well. Like, you can go consequentialist type beat and be like, oh, but Rudy actually cares about Roxy, so it's fine. That's dumb. Okay? I'm gonna judge Roxy by, like, she lacks information and she still still makes moves when she could have just clarified it. But she didn't want to clarify it. She wanted a piece of the Rudy pie. That's an L. You're selfish. I don't like you anymore. You were always kind of mid. I'm gonna be honest. You look underage because of your race. That's L. That's L. I think that's weird. That's not an L Roxy move. That's just an L, like, that's just weird. That's just always a little weird to me. But whatever, put that aside. And I just didn't care that much about you. You were fine. You were mid, but now you're L. Simple as. Alright. Let me look at my dislikes for this video. 60% like ratio, 40% dislikes. Alright. Appreciate it, y'all. No, I'm playing. No. Y'all let me know sometimes, but y'all never get that mad at me. I appreciate that, y'all. I appreciate y'all, listen to me yapping, okay? I know sometimes we don't agree, but that's when we got the comments. We don't gotta get mad at each other. We can just talk. But sometimes you'll get mad, and that's okay, because that's the world. Yeah? I love Roxy, not in the same way I love Sylphie, so I'm wavering. I love Sylphie and I love Roxy too, but I promised Sylphie I'd stay faithful. I can't betray that. I got bad news, you kind of are. Faithful, you kind of are, but I don't blame you. And I don't blame you, at least the sex, I don't blame you at all. Right now, saying I want to marry you, Roxy, I would say that is actually a misplay. I would have to say that's a Rudy misplay. Because he says, I promised Sylphie I'd stay faithful, and then he offers, within a few months, to marry another woman to the woman. You know what I mean? So here, when he was like, yeah, will you be Roxy Grey Rat? I mean, that is emotionally, he is not at all being faithful to Sylphie right now. He is trying to progress a romantic, and I think also probably if she said yes and she didn't say, like, ask me again, if she said, like, yes, let's do it, it would probably even be, it would likely be sexual again. I don't know what Rudy would do in that case, but it's at least, I would say, emotionally not being faithful to Sylphie here, which is L Rudy. I mean, what's the time skip here? That's part of how much I'd judge him for this. I don't judge him at all for the sex. I've said that a million times. I'm trying to reiterate that because I'm trying to be fair to Rudy, okay? Let me look at Rudy in as good a light as I can because, oh boy, he needs it, right? Here, though, I mean, it's been a few months, right? Because they've teleported? At least they've traveled through. It's been at least a few weeks, right? Elena Lise, just get out of here, man. Stop talking! Like, what are you talking about? I don't see anything wrong with loving more than one person at a time. That's not for you to decide what Rudy and Sophie want with each other. You're pressuring Rudy, like, you're telling Rudy it's fine. That's not for you and Rudy to discuss. That's for Sophie and Rudy to discuss. And they have discussed it, and he promised she would stay faithful. Until they talk about it again, he can't. Or else he's not being faithful, and then that's L relationship. So you're trying to, like, you're telling the guy it's fine. You know? She's saying, oh, she wants your affection. What would you like to do with Roxy? You're literally Sophie's grandma, Elena Lees. What is you talking about? Dude, I can't. Season 3. All right, guys, I figured out the end of season 3. All right. Who's gonna die? Someone's gonna die. Maybe get revived. That's what happened to season 1. And then Eris is gonna show up and be like, "But you're already married to 2 women." And then Rudy's gonna be like, "Oh, but I love you just like a third sword, bro." And then Eris is gonna be like, "But like, I don't know." And then they're gonna have sex again. Like, damn it! I can't keep doing this, man. What if Man-God knew this would happen? Man-God's trolling. Man-God knew Rudy would decline. What if he did? Actually, probably didn't. That's just absolutely troll, but he was trying to hook him up with the furries. Like, man, I just... Even I want to do it, that doesn't mean my master and Sophie will agree. In that case, ask Roxy now. Elena Lise, can I ask your IQ? Is that wrong of me to ask? Reason being, my master and Sophie, that's 2 people. You can ask Roxy. I'm accidentally flipping you off, didn't mean that. You can ask Roxy, but until you ask Sophie, you still can't make moves, man. You still can't make moves. And then she's like, ask Roxy now. And then he's like, within 5 seconds, Roxy Grey Rat. Like, damn it. Elena Lise L, freaking Roxy Big L, Rudy Expected L. This is, yeah, I mean, this isn't like this makes me feel worse about Rudy's character. This is you know what I mean? This is like well within what I expect for Rudy. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I would still say he's cheating on Sophie. Without any hesitation. Because he didn't physically cheat. He didn't have sex and cheat on her then. Well, technically, probably yes, but I would say it emotionally wasn't there at all, so I really wouldn't fault him for it, and it was kind of forced on him. Right? But him offering to marry Roxy is cheating on Sophie, definitely emotionally, right? Like, imagine you're in a relationship with somebody, and you're like, yeah, we're gonna be monogamous, yeah, you're gonna be faithful to me? You need a concubine because I'm infertile? No. Okay. You promise to be faithful? Alright, bet. Let's do that. Leaves on vacation. Comes back. Hey, I want to marry this woman too. Like, that's crazy. And Roxy, I don't care if you're smiling. I don't care if you're blushing. I don't care if you love Rudy. You have not done right by Rudy. If you really loved Rudy, you'd care about him and his emotional situation, and you wouldn't do all these moves. You know what I mean? Just because you're infatuated with him and you feel like, oh, he's everything I want, doesn't mean you can just have sex with him and be his left hand without talking to him about his wife that you know he has. You're literally, what's it called, a homewrecker? Roxy, you're homewrecking. You're homewrecking and you don't care. And you're like, yeah, listen to my excuses. She even knows what she's doing is wrong. She even calls it bad, bro. What does she say here? Because she calls it excuses. Excuse. Would you listen to my excuse, she says. Right? She says, my excuse is I love you. That's not an excuse. It's stupid. Dumb. Bad argument. You know what I mean? What was the other thing she says? She calls herself, like, I think the word pale was used. Right here. I mean, what choice did I have? You had so many choices. Like, guys, okay, and I gotta say it. If you want to, I can't do this anymore. It's literally a repeat. If you want to be emotionally there for somebody after their parents die or are, like, incredibly impaired in a way that it's, like, it's, like, close to death or it's somewhat relatable to death, if you want to be there for somebody when their parents are dead or similar, you don't have to have sex with them. There are more options to be there for somebody emotionally. If it happens, if I had a nickel for every time a character thought that the only way they could be emotionally there for another character after their parents had died or similar is to have sex with them, I'd have 2 nickels. And it was Roxy and Rudy. And it's weird because it was Rudy to Eris, and now it's Roxy to Rudy. Like, brother. And she even says, I love you, it's awful, beyond the pale. I'm glad you feel bad, but that didn't stop you. You know it's awful. You call it awful, and yet you still do it because your emotions for loving him, you care about more than how you know it's wrong. Roxy, you're such an L. And I know y'all are gonna get happily married after. Come on, guys. We know what's gonna happen. It's, you know what I mean? Sophie's gonna be fine with it, and so it's gonna be well, I hope she's not fine with it. I hope there's pushback. I hope there's drama, because otherwise it's just like, it's just luck. It's just good RNG that Sophie's fine with it, because that is not something that they have made clear at all. So it would literally be RNG. It'd be a betrayal of feelings that Sophie would just accept because she's fine with it, and that is such a, like, you know what I mean? Roxy, you suck. I don't care. You've misplayed. You didn't even have your parents die. You don't even have an excuse for coming on to Rudy like that. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you're literally... That's crazy. You're literally the only issue, like, the thing that you would throw in Eris, and I swear it's not rent-free. Because this is obviously a repeat of that, okay? Come on, it's the end of the season after deaths, after trauma, after parental deaths specifically, after Rudy trauma specifically, where sex is had in a way that has problematic elements, that have miscommunications that are gonna cause issues. It's the same thing, okay? Let's just be honest with ourselves here. I think I like that it's a parallel, because it's funny how it's it's very close to the original one, but it's kind of flipped. So that's kind of a funny thing there. So I can appreciate that. But dude, it's gonna all's well that ends well, bro. And that's kind of the crazy thing. Like, what was I saying? Frick. Eris. Yeah. The thing that I've heard people, get mad at Eris for in that is that, like, she kind of came under Rudy and, like, she was the aggressor and he was a super hesitant and she didn't take no for an answer, right? And so I personally don't really care that much about that because she's underage and she has a lot of trauma going on. Still a bad move, but it's not one that I would hold against her as a character very hard, right? Because of the situation, and also, you know what I mean? And also, Rudy has a lot of brain. He has a lot of years lived. And you can say, oh, he's unexperienced. I don't care that much, all right? Like, be better at experiencing, okay? Like, explanation's not excuse, right? That would be the idea there. It's funny. You literally take that element out of that situation. That was, like, one of the points of this is an Eris L that I've seen, and you give it to Roxy. And then you give the Eris excuse that I like, good excuse of the parents' death, you give it to Rudy, and then they do it, and like, bro, you've literally, just made Roxy into such an L. Like, damn. You're so cringe. Okay, well, like, what am I even supposed to say? It's just, what are people, dude, you know what I'm actually so sad? The comments, I'm so curious what y'all think about this, bro. I'm so curious what y'all think. Because I've had a lot of arguments about the Eris stuff. This situation, it feels way more cut and dry as a problem. Or as, like, Roxy being an L, right? Can we all agree? Well, no, I wouldn't say more cut and dry. I'd say he's cut and dry in a different way. But, like, can we agree that Roxy made a misplay here? This is Roxy L, right? Or am I gonna read the comments and people are gonna be like, but Roxy loves him, bro? I don't care. Because she admits it's awful, doesn't communicate when she knows there's something that needs to be communicated, and she should be smart enough to do this because she's like a million years old. She's like 50 or something, right? So she's like I don't, you know what I mean? She should know to communicate with him before, all right? Because she knows she's in a relationship. She doesn't even have the benefit of the doubt. So it's in that way. She knew he was in a relationship. The only reason she did this is because she wanted to be there for him, but she didn't actually care about how he felt because she didn't communicate with him to make sure he was okay with it. She just did it. She didn't trust his feelings on the matter because she thought, he needs me whether he thinks it or not. And she just wanted to get laid with him because she is in love with him. So there's I don't know how you would defend Roxy here, because that's not a defense. That is not a defense. That is such an L. Can we go talk to Norn? Oh my goodness. Imagine Eris comes in and kills all three of them. Oh my goodness. She kills Rudy and Roxy and Eris. Or not, and then herself, dude. She kills Sylphie, Roxy, Rudy, and then it's a murder-suicide. She kills herself. Eris Cook. My goodness. I miss Paul. Can we have Paul back? Like, even Paul, the uber womanizer, he had a crazy development in his character where he went full monogamous because he was so devoted to getting his girl back, to getting Zenith back, that he was so emotionally just dedicated to her that he refused sex with Lilia. And then he even felt bad when it was forced on him with the succubus situation from the light novel that somebody told me that was content, right? That is crazy. That is crazy. He makes that crazy development that I like. I like that, right? As respect, because it, it just shows how dedicated he is. And then Rudy's like slipping the opposite direction, and he feels bad about that. But it's like, oh, but your feelings, your heart, bro. You gotta communicate it with Sylphie. I don't care about your heart. That's why we have a brain. You know what I mean? I feel like it is not an excuse that works. She wants your affection, but she's willing to... I can't stand to see Roxy like this. She wants your affection, but she plans to step aside. Yeah, cool. Anne, not my problem. Roxy, that's what you get. She just falls in love with a guy. She can't expect... Like, I don't give a shit. Okay, whatever. I'm just repeating myself at this point. I think what perturbs me is I have this feeling that they're gonna show up and there's gonna be a little bit of pushback and then Sophie's gonna be fine with it. And then what, is the season gonna end with Rudy and freaking Roxy getting married too? I mean, imagine, right? Like, if it literally is just like, oh, Sophie's fine with this violation of the trust, fine with the violation of the relationship, right? That he had promised to stay faithful and that he didn't, and she just accepts that. That, I think, is bad. I think that is toxic, right? I think that is a misplay. So if they just, step over that and don't, and don't let Sophie, make them, feel how she feels, or if she just feels fine, I think that's annoying. I think that's, it's just then what? It's just fine, because consequentially it's fine? Because it's kind of the same thing that perturbed me about season 1 ending, where it was Eris literally... the season ends with her yelling, I love Rudy, and she's smiling, and she looks so happy. So it's consequentially, that's what the show keeps doing to me, bro. It's consequentially, all's well that ends well, but when it comes to the actual events that happen, there are so many problems. So when the problems don't amount to problems, and the problems actually amount to being perfectly fine, then it's are they even problems anymore? I don't like how it feels like it's doing that over and over, but I don't know what they're going to do with this. If Sophie is just fine with it, I'm just going to be then okay. I mean, it's weird fake drama, bro, where it's this could have been a crazy dramatic development that would really add depth to the relationships and be betrayal and trust, and I like that shit, and that's some good shit. But if it's just Sophie's yeah, it's fine. I kind of said you'd be fine with a concubine, and we didn't really, you know what I mean? Who cares? You love her, and I love you, so I love her too. It's yeah, that can work in a relationship, but it's a betrayal of trust. So if she doesn't see it as betrayal of trust, then it's what are we telling people? What are we doing with the show then? Right? It's it doesn't feel like an entertaining dramatic twist or anything. It doesn't give me that when it comes to entertainment value. And then when it comes to look at these cool human relationships, then they look like flawed human relationships that don't look like they're flawed. So it just becomes confusing. Because yeah, you can make a bunch of mistakes and never get punished. I'm well aware that's how the world can work. And so that's just kind of what it feels like sometimes, man. But I don't know what they're going to do. That's the thing. That's what I'm worried about. That is my hesitancy with next episode. Which I think is the last episode, and then they have an OVA. That's crazy. So I'm hesitant about the next episode. Curious what they're going to do. I'm excited to see Norn's response, because Norn's a great character, and I'm really excited to see how Norn responds to Paul. But, oh, man. Mushoku freaking Tensei, bro. Dude. It's insanity. You keep doing the same thing and expect different results, right? It's just such a repeat, man. So I'm really curious if we're going to do things differently or not. And because a lot of it's from a writing perspective that I'm approaching, right? It's the same thing, bro. We're there again. We can never escape. We can never escape, chat. Really curious about what we all think about this one. Episode 23, on to the next episode 24. Of course. If you like the video, subscribe. If you are new, blah, blah, blah. Comment down below if you have anything to say or join the Discord and talk to me or other Mushoku Tensei fans there. But until then, until next episode, that's Cover Night. I will be seeing you then. Peace.